Okay, example 1. Factor a plus b x squared minus a plus b x minus 6 times a plus b. First thing I want you to get a recognition for in problems. When you see things in parentheses, that represents an object, a single object. Multiple objects acting as one. So when I see a plus b being multiplied by x squared, that's two objects being multiplied together. That represents a single term. Once I see a minus sign, that means a new term is about to start. And I've got a plus b acting as one object being multiplied by x. That represents a single term. And then I've got a minus sign, so that means another term is about to start. And I've got 6 being multiplied by a plus b. And again, a plus b in parentheses acting as one single object. So, within those parentheses, a and b are separate terms. But by putting the parentheses around them, they're being treated as one object. So something times something represents a term. Plus or minus means a new term. Plus or minus means a new term. So what we're looking at here is a trinomial, just like we saw yesterday, trinomials. 3 terms. And just like yesterday, we're looking for common factors. We're looking to see is there something that's the same in all 3 of these terms. And obviously a plus b is the same in all 3 of these terms, right? So what I have here is a binomial common factor. All that requires something to be a common factor is that it belongs to every object. So a plus b is here, here, and here. It belongs to every object. If I write down my common factor of a plus b, then I'll look at each of those individual terms one at a time. If I take a plus b out of this first term, what's left?
X squared.
X squared. Our friendly little x squared that we want to have all the time when we're factoring these things, right? If we have anything other than just x squared, I haven't taught you how to factor those yet. So everything should end up happening this way. The second object, if I take a plus b out of this object, I'm left with?
Minus x.
Minus x, and that's minus 1x. If you want to put the 1 there, just remind you there's a 1 there. In this last term, I take the a plus b out, I'm left with minus 6. So just like yesterday, I'm looking for a common factor because step 1 in factoring, and again, this is something that's very forgettable. A lot of people forget every year. But the first step in factoring is always look for a greatest common factor. Is there some object that belongs to every term? Take it out, write the leftovers in another parentheses. The leftover expression, x squared minus x minus 6, represents a quadratic trinomial. Anytime I get to a quadratic trinomial, right now I'm looking at the factoring chart, we're looking for factors of negative 6 whose sum is negative 1. The reason I like to put the negative 1 there right now is just to remind myself there's numbers here. I've seen people with negative 6 and negative x. I've seen people do that, and we don't want to put x's in this chart. We just want to put numbers here. So, obviously, 1 and negative 6 do the trick for multiplying to make negative 6, but that makes negative 5. 2 and negative 3 makes the negative 1 we're looking for, right? So our correct pair is 2 and negative 3. X, because x squared's in front. Positive 2, negative 3, so plus 2, minus 3. And then we bring this a plus b down in front. Any common factor that comes out is part of the factored form. And once you get everything down to first powers, you're done.
Yeah, that's not that